In this presentation, we are going to look at the Mau Mau Rising in Kenya. The Mau Mau Rising in Kenya. The Mau Mau uprising was another attempted opposition, violent opposition against the European powers, precisely the British colonial government in Kenya. Around in the 1940s, the Kenyans got tired of the colonial administration led by the British. Most of the activities of the colonial government, of the British colonial government in Kenya, did not go down well with them, and they started showing serious opposition against such activities. For this reason, they established the Kenya African National Union, a party called the Kenya African National Union, called KANU, KANU. And this, or the establishment of this party, was led by some nationalists in Kenya at that time. Some of them were Jomo Kenyatta. Then another one was Eliud Matu. So this foundation, which was made to be mainly of people of Kenyan origin, their demand was for the immediate and total independence for Kenya under black majority rule. Well, in 1950, another movement had started to work secretly among the Kenyan Africans. This movement was called Mau Mau. Well, it's a bit unclear of the full meaning of the Mau Mau. But the Mau Mau organization, which was actually integrated to the Kenya African National Union, carried out their activities in pure secrecy. For you to be a member of the Mau Mau, you must take an oath of secrecy, an oath of allegiance, and at the same time, oath of obedience to the leadership of the Mau Mau. Their main focus was to carry out violent actions against the British colonial rulers and anybody, including blacks, that were loyal and that were collaborating with the British colonial leaders or colonial rulers. Well, the main aim of the Mau Mau was to force Britain to grant independence to Kenya. Their main strategy was to launch a violent siege on the whole country. And to achieve this, they targeted the destruction of government properties and at the same time attacked members of the colonial security government or security forces. Well, in addition as well, they worked against Africans that collaborated with the British. On the 20th of October 1952, the British administration banned the Mau Mau. A state of emergency was declared and troops were put on alert in order to check the activities of the Mau Mau. But by this time, the Mau Mau were already very powerful and very, very practical in the whole country. But they pitched their camp in the mountainous region of Kenya. Well, many unemployed youths enlisted into the Mau Mau group. In their camp, the neighboring villages took the duty of supplying them with food for them to sustain their camps. They were also supplied with arms. Then there was also another fact that the Mau Mau, or the members of the Mau Mau, established local industries or manufacturing points where they manufactured or produced weapons and ammunitions. With these arms, they took up violent expeditions or violent approaches against the British colonial government. Well, thousands of African collaborators to the British government or the British administration were killed. But the Mau Mau did not heavily attack the European settlers. Rather, they attacked those of them that were in government. About 13 Europeans were killed that were active in government. It took the British 3 years to suppress the Mau Mau movement. The British bombarded the Mau Mau camps and uprooted villages that were within the camp of the Mau Mau that were supplying food to the Mau Mau members. Well, although the British suppressed the Mau Mau, but the impact of the Mau Mau brought a lot of changes in Kenya. Most suspects of the Mau Mau, of people that were suspected to be Mau Mau members, were arrested. And a good number of some of them were tortured to death by the British colonial government or the British colonial government forces. The campaign to suppress the Mau Mau cost the British over £50 million. The shock of the Mau Mau or the Mau Mau incident brought far-reaching impacts in that the British government, the colonial British government, decided to make some changes in order to douse the situation. Africans were given recognition in politics. From that period, Africans started getting recognition in politics and in civil service. From 1954, there were changes in the constitution of Kenya under the colonial rule. The most important of them was the Constitutional Conference that was known as the Lancaster House Conference, which was held in London in 1960. It was the conference that cleared the ground for the independence of Kenya. In the two elections that were subsequently held, one in 1961 and the other in 1963, the Kenya African National Union, or KANU, led by Jomo Kenyatta, won the elections. On the 12th of December 1963, Kenya gained her independence, with Jomo Kenyatta as the first president of the independent Kenya. The effort of the Mau Mau uprising was to accelerate the pace of Kenyan independence. Well, some Kenyans lost their lives, but the result was that it pushed the quest for the independence of Kenya to a realistic point. Please subscribe to our channel and click on the notification icon so that anytime we drop a new content, you'll be one of the earliest persons to be notified. Thank you for still being part of our channel.